What is up, YouTube?
Wait, cut that. Hey guys, welcome back. Why are you laughing?
I feel like now.
Hey guys, welcome back. We did a Q&A on my Instagram story the other day, and to see what kind of questions y'all wanted to be answered, and we got a ton of awesome ones. So we're gonna answer some of them. And we got a lot of like the same ones, so we'll like group them together.
Yeah.
The first one asked by Emily Yingle.
Emily, it might be Ingle.
Ingle, maybe.
Emily Ingle. Favorite memory together. And
Go first.
I have, we're just going off the dome for this one. I don't know. If we have the same one, then I guess it is what it is. I would say, all right, Miller and I think it was our third date, okay? In Nashville, right before I left for college. We woke up, this was 2 years ago in August or July, one of the two. Woke up, I brought her acai bowl. We went from there straight to this quarry in Nashville. We went and jumped in the quarry, and then that was close to a golf course that we play at, and so changed, went straight to the golf course, played some golf. If you know me, if you have golf in a day, it's a good day. And then we came back, I think middle of the afternoon, hung out and got some dinner.
It was a great night. Can I have mine?
Yeah, sorry.
Mine, I have so many, but one of them is when my first nephew Crew was born. Shout out Grayson Davey. It was Parker and I's 1 year, and it was Parker and I's 1 year, and I was like, we had these plans to go to Atlanta for the Thomas Rhett concert. We were like, are we gonna get to go? But then we did, and it was one of the most fun nights of my life. I got him this gift for our 1 year, and it was really sweet, and I played it for him on the way, and it was just a great day. And when our families went to Exuma together, that was like one of the most electric trips.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was so fun. And we took this
Exuma
boat
in the
out
Bahamas.
one day. It was great.
It was great. All right, next question. Sarah Gambly. That's what it says. Ways y'all keep the Lord at the center of your relationship.
We got this question a lot. So I guess
Yeah, we're gonna answer.
What's up?
I think obviously there's a lot of ways to go about this, but first off, before y'all even start to date, like this is something Miller and I talk about a lot, being on the same page.
With so many things.
Yeah, and most importantly, obviously, your relationships with the Lord. Like, we're called to be equally yoked, and I think Miller and I honestly didn't do a good job of this. We just jumped into it, and like, that's not the best way to do it. But go ahead, you got it.
If you watch our other video, you know we literally started dating like the third time we met, which is crazy.
But just getting on that same page, it's a whole different world. And I think for y'all's relationship, knowing that y'all are on the same page and talking about it, like having the same boundaries, setting the same boundaries, like it changes everything in a relationship.
And like before you even say yes to dating that person, which like we said we didn't do, you need to know, I mean hindsight's 20/20, but you need to know that you are going to be on the same page about all the biblical principles. Like, because when it comes to purity, you don't want to be the one leading the way and then the other person just be on board because that's what you want. Like, y'all need to both believe the same thing in all the ways, but also just like practical ways. If you're together and you're not doing long distance, just like going to church together, going to church events together, which praying together, like interceding with the Spirit is kind of, it bonds you in a way, like it's insane. But topic. We obviously, I don't think that's something you do before marriage, but just like going to those things, talking about God and everything, like holding each other accountable, calling each other higher when the other person needs it, and also like having a receptive heart to receive what the other person has to say when they're holding you accountable or calling you higher.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of people think like, oh, let's just have a Bible study together, which is great. Like obviously that's good, but there's a lot more practicality to it, and like realistically in your day-to-day life, like in the mundane is where we can see the Lord. And I think with your partner, if you're doing life with them, it's good to, like Miller Ann said, hold them accountable and be able to take that accountability, you know?
Yeah. Katie Healy asked, where's y'all's dream vacation spot? We both collectively agree that it's the Maldives.
Yeah.
We both want to go there so bad and think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that place looks sweet, but it's like so far.
It is far, but
I think it'd be worth it.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
Rachel Romano asked, tips for singles waiting for their person. No, I got it. If you read 1 Corinthians 7, talks a lot about like purity and stuff, and then the second,
y'all need to get in the
second. Hold on, the second part of 2 Corinthians 7 is all about like being single and that kind of jazz. So definitely look into that. Also,
Paul literally says,
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
I got you.
A lot of times, like, you will find your person, or the Lord will bring you a person when you're not really looking. And what I've noticed in college, especially with girls, like a lot of people look around and be like, oh, well, they're dating this person, they're dating this person. Like, even if it's just their close friends. And yes, you're happy for them, but there's a little part inside of you that really wants to be with someone, which is a good desire. I would just encourage you, the biggest thing is to not look left and right, but just to keep looking up. Like if you're looking up and you're locked eyes with the Lord, then like he's gonna bring you the person at the right time, and his timing doesn't always look like yours. So that's something that you really have to trust and like lay down every single day. And it's obviously not easy, but I think that everything worthwhile is uphill, you know, especially when it comes to time and waiting with the Lord. So
yeah, no, I was just saying in 1 Corinthians 7, like it gives a great depiction of marriage and singleness. And like you read the first part and you think Paul is just talking to married people or people who want to get married, and the second half of it, Paul literally is saying like it's better to be single because you have less distractions and you can better serve the Lord.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild, but y'all should definitely go read it.
It's
definitely suggest it. Cool Mads 528 asked, what kind of boundaries should I set in my relationship for waiting for marriage? I think obviously if y'all are both pursuing the Lord, physical temptation and sexual desires are a massive thing in that relationship. And I think setting boundaries is very important, but what's most important is doing that at the beginning of a relationship. Like we said, starting off with, hey, me and you, we can't be in my room not even past time at all.
In general.
Yeah. Like for Miller and I think the name of the game is just not putting ourselves in bad situations where we would fold, because I mean, we're obviously human, and like our flesh wins sometimes, and like if you're in bad positions, it's not good for you, you know.
I think a lot of people will set physical boundaries like, oh, we can't do this, we shouldn't do XYZ together. But the biggest thing that we've learned is like setting boundaries before you have to set the physical boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So like not going in each other's bedrooms, or like if it's 10 o'clock or something that we did when he was in Chattanooga, and we're like kind of still doing now, is when his roommates go to bed, he takes me home or I take him home, whatever. Because like when you don't set yourself up for success, it can go poorly. And also just like, I have done a lot of studying on this, I think both of us have. When it talks about sexual immorality in the Bible, the Greek word is porneia, which means any sexual thought or act. And if you think about that, a lot of believers will be like, oh, don't have sex before marriage, but like it's everything, the thoughts and the actions. And so just like making sure that, like we said earlier, you and your significant other like on the same page. And also having accountability
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah.
Like whenever I would go visit Parker in Chattanooga, I would know that on the way home I would be calling my sister and like reporting to her. And so the whole time we're together, that's what I'm thinking about. And so like having that person that you have holding you accountable is huge. And that goes for both ways. So guy and girl.
Yeah. Amen. All right, here we go. Oh man. Jen Reese asked what your ideal next 5 years would look like. I think going about this question, like, I mean, we'll give you all an answer, but also like, we don't know what the Lord has for us. And so whenever Miller and I do talk about marriage, it's always like Lord willing, because we don't know. You know, a lot of times God laughs at the plans we think we have. So
Thomas Rhett said it best.
yeah.
Make your plans and hear God laughing.
Yeah, exactly right. So you want to start? You want me to? Ideal next 5 years.
You got it.
I think, okay, obviously Miller and I both live in Nashville. So again, Lord willing, after college we moved back to Nashville with our families. We're both praying into marriage on what that looks like. We don't know, again, like who knows? We are both praying into that, and I think prayer is powerful and it's very important. But yeah, 5 years from now, we're 25.
I would like to have a kid or two by then, to be honest.
Kid or two, oh shoot. Yeah, Miller is not playing games.
But also, like, you never know what God has. He might be in Africa, you know? So.
Yeah, so I would say, yeah, get married in the next couple of years, move back to Nashville, have a kid or two.
That's so scary.
Which is wild. But, again, all
I'm not
Lord
old enough
willing.
for that.
You know? Sophie Blakely.
How to consistently grow with God and each other.
We kind of talked about this, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us that we've noticed is, like, if you want to be growing together but also with God, both of us have to have community separate from each other. So like I need to have friends that are spurring me along in my faith and encouraging me and pushing me towards Jesus, and he needs to have that too, so that when we're together he can call me higher and I can call him higher.
Yeah.
And that keeps us growing individually, but then also allows us to love each other better when we're together.
Yeah, I learned, like, if you don't have community, you are screwed, because you then rely on yourself. Seriously.
And
like,
our hearts are deceptive.
And they don't even have to be in the same spot as you. Like, I've moved around different places. Like, having friends you can call and always talk to and check in on, like, that's the same thing. That can work the same way, you know?
Yeah.
Sophie Blakely, again, how did y'all meet?
If you want to know, shameless plug, go watch our other videos.
Let's go. Yeah. K.5309. Do you have different roles in your relationship, like one person cooks, cleans, things like that?
That's a fun question. We're not married, so it's not like we live in the same house and I'm like doing the dishes and stuff. But I definitely think in terms of our relationship, like yesterday I organized his pantry and fridge. You know, like that's probably not something he would come do at my place, but he might bring me like breakfast or something. I think I don't really know how to answer this question.
Miller Ann can bake pretty good and she'll cook pretty good, but like if we're gonna eat dinner and cook at the house, I'll probably cook dinner. But sometimes she'll whip up. Food. Yeah, I'll grill, sorry.
And I'll do like the potatoes or salad or whatever.
She makes a mean chicken Alfredo.
I do.
So that's good stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
But
I drive typically everywhere.
He drives he drives everywhere pretty much. If I'm at my place and there's trash to be taken out, he takes it out his place and my place. I'm trying to think, what else we do?
I'm sure there's things we're forgetting, but yeah. It's not like it's set in stone, but yeah.
But like I feel like the traditional roles of just dating, like he opens my door, I don't really open his door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Lily Duncan. Long distance tips.
Ooh, so many. I love this question.
Yeah,
you want to go first or do you want me to go first? Well, let's bounce off back and forth. You go
first. To start, I think long distance is tough, but it also is a blessing in disguise, is what we came to know.
It is what you make it.
And so we didn't do like long distance. Like our friends were doing Nashville to California. That's totally different than Chattanooga to Auburn. But still,
tips.
you can't just drive through it. Yeah, tips. I got you. So I think like going through it, Miller and I always made a rule that when we leave each other, we always have a set date in mind when we'll see each other next.
Yeah.
Which made it good because it wasn't like we're just leaving and like, oh, I'll see you soon. Like, no, I'm going to see you on this date.
Yeah. That was good. That's good.
Yeah. I think we FaceTimed almost every night.
It's my turn.
Okay, you got it. All you.
I'm sorry.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
I think something that we struggled with for sure, but looking back, like we've learned so much, is communication. If you're doing long distance and you don't have open communication, it's not gonna go well.
Yeah.
Like even me being here in a sorority and him being in Chattanooga, like playing football, just with like date parties or whatever, so stupid, but yeah. Like communicating on what that's gonna look like. And
just being on the same page.
Yeah.
It's a big
open communication.
Yeah, and it's easy to not communicate because you can just be like, all right, I'm not gonna text her.
Like they just know what I'm thinking. No, they don't. I promise. You gotta tell them.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing. Do you want to give me another tip?
I think too. This is not a tip, but also for y'all who are in long distance, like it's easy to get discouraged, but also like it's that much sweeter if y'all make it through that. And like with your relationship with the Lord, like you're forced to grow on your own. And for Miller and I think starting in long distance, us growing on our own with the Lord was the best thing that could have happened in our relationship. And we didn't see that then, but now looking back, we definitely see it.
Yeah. And a couple other things, like I said earlier, community is everything. Like if he didn't have good community and I didn't have good community, then we wouldn't be loving each other the best we can.
Yeah.
And just like by good community, I mean people who love Jesus and are encouraging you in your faith. And that's like the biggest thing ever, because it truly does have an impact on your relationship. I promise you, if you don't think it does, it does. I promise.
Yeah.
And then lastly, one of my favorite things about long distance was like when we were together, I could just be all there with Parker. And then when I was in Auburn, I could be all here and be where my feet are. And that's kind of something we're like still navigating. But one of my biggest pieces of advice would be to do that. Like if you go see your boyfriend and he comes to see you, be all there with them. Like be all present, because you don't have every single weekend together. But then when you're with your friends and your community, wherever you are, be all there. That's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Amen. All right, Reagan Shrek. What do you think about having guy or girlfriends in a relationship?
Ooh, I'll start. So I think depending on your age, like in high school, I went to school K through 12 with all the same people. And so like I grew up with guys and girls that were like my brothers and sisters. So when we kind of started dating, I feel like that was kind of a foreign concept for you. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
just because your schooling was not like that.
Yeah.
But now that we're in college, like I, by any means, am not going out to seek out guy friends because I have Parker. Like if I'm friends with his friends, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to make friends with other guys. I feel like that's just dumb. Like if you are really desiring to have like a guy friend group that's outside of your boyfriend's friends, then y'all might need to have a conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
Out of respect for each other, you know. And like if Parker was dying to hang out with a bunch of girls all the time that weren't really my friends, I would be like, why? It just like goes back to what's the motive, you know?
Yeah, what's the motive? Exactly right. Yeah, all my girlfriends are Miller Ann's friends, so.
Yeah, and like occasionally, I mean, the people that he grew up with, you know? And like I still have guy friends from high school that were in my life before he was.
Yeah.
But they're like my brothers. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Lily Duncan just went on a visit to Auburn and was wondering about what your faith looks like there. I personally have never been in a place like this ever in my entire life. Like, genuinely, if you want to grow with the Lord and
go to Auburn.
If you want to be around people who love the Lord, Auburn's a place for you. And obviously, you can find whatever you're looking for. If you're trying to go out, Sky Bar's right here. Y'all can go have a time and drink your hearts away. But this place is awesome, and there's good churches. And
drink your hearts away.
And ACC, the Highlands, they're just awesome. Specifically ACC.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think whatever your faith looks like there. Again, the community here is unreal. Like, you could walk up to anyone on the side of the road and be like, hey, do you want to go to church? And they'd be like, sure. It's just like that. And I highly recommend.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to go to a big school, but also have people who love the Lord and a good education and be in a safe place, it is truly just like the best place ever. I think when I was coming to college.
All right, we're all good.
We're back. The camera just turned off.
Yeah, we were just talking about faith in Auburn, but it's an awesome place.
It's the best place. There's literally a million small groups you could join.
Yeah,
a million
100%.
churches. Like, it's great.
Yeah. Let's go here. And then.
Okay. We have two more. YOLO IDC said, you both come from families that have adopted. How is that experience, and would you adopt? I think I can speak for both of us. 1,000,000% we would adopt. It's the best thing. I can't even imagine my family or your family without our adopted siblings.
Yeah.
Like, it would be so different.
100%.
And obviously, like, it's just the best. Like, that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Just makes life so much more fun.
I think we definitely would adopt.
Oh, 1,000%. Like, probably 10 kids.
Yeah, okay, bucko.
Also, I'm pretty sure, my mom told me the statistic, if every family in the church in America, or maybe it's every family in America, I don't remember, adopted one kid, there'd be no more orphans or people in the foster care system. Like, hello?
That's crazy.
Maybe I butchered that, but I'm pretty sure that's what she said.
All right, last question. The one and only Demi Strib
Demi,
asks,
I love you, Demi.
your fave thing about each other. I'll go first. I would say there's a lot of things to pick from, you know?
Oh, that's sweet.
But no, for real. Like, the way Miller Ann loves people and the way that she just genuinely cares, like, it's something that we're 2 years in and sometimes I like kind of forget and take for granted. But like, I know when I'm with Miller Ann and if we're meeting new people or meeting my friends, they are gonna feel loved and welcomed and genuinely cared for. And like, the main thing with people and interactions, like, everyone remembers how you made them feel. And I feel like Miller Ann does a really, really good job of that. And I think that's just embodiment of Jesus and the Holy Spirit in her.
Thanks,
It's my favorite thing about
her. That's so sweet.
You're welcome.
I have so many favorite things about you too. But I've gotta say, well, I'm gonna say two because I can't decide. First thing, his loyalty. I've never met anyone as loyal as Parker Brown. And let me tell you, like, you could meet Parker, you could have a 10-minute encounter with Parker on the side of the road, and then in 2 months, y'all see each other again, and then he'll be like, he would take a bullet for you. Like, just his...
Depending on what we talked about.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Just like, his people are his people, and regardless of what season of life they're in, like, he could have seen them 10 years ago or today, and like, they're gonna be his people, and he's going to fight for them and love on them and be loyal to them, and that is so cool and something that our society needs more of. And then second, you're just a go-getter, like, in everything in life, and it just fires me up and motivates me in every way. And his go-getterness, I guess, bleeds into everything that he does, like his faith, school, give or take, like his athleticism, like everything, or even if it's just like cleaning his house, like he just, if you saw this house, you would be like, college boys do not live there. Like, it is unreal. Anyway, I just love your fire. Like, it just fires me up in every way.
Thanks,
especially for the Lord. So cool. And just like the way he gets so passionate, and his heart for the Lord is just so awesome and encourages me so much, which is obviously our main goal when you're dating, is to better each other for the kingdom.
Amen.
So thanks for doing that,
man. Thanks for doing that, buddy.
Okay, well, I know this was long. Thank y'all for watching.
It was long.
If you have more questions or we didn't answer yours, maybe we'll do another video.
Yeah, we could do a part 2, but hey, like, subscribe. We're gonna be back with a lot of new content. Let's go.
Just keep